Let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought to do anything bad? It just popped in your head. Oh, you're not going to admit it. Madison gave me the look. Well, let me put it this way. Sometimes even pastor thinks to do something bad. Something just popped up in his head. And like, where did that bad thought come from? Have you ever heard of this big word? It's called temptation. Yeah.
When we pray at the end of church.
Oh, you hear it in the...
Don't lead us into temptation.
You listening? So temptation is when the devil puts bad thoughts in your mind or in your way for you to do something wrong. And so, remember when I was saying that that thought just pops up in your head and you feel like you should just hit Madison? Ow! That's what you think, but you didn't do it, right? But you thought about it and you're like, oh. But no, you said, no, I shouldn't do it because God wouldn't want me to do that. That's wrong. Jesus don't want me to hit Madison. Although she annoys me at times, but I don't want to hit her, right? Yeah, good job, Josh. But let me tell you what. This happens to almost, well, let me say it happens to everybody. Can you believe that? Bad thoughts just pop up in your head. I bet you're thinking it didn't happen to one person. Jesus. Because how could bad thoughts just pop up in his head? Can the devil tempt Jesus?
Yes.
Good job. So thinking bad thoughts, if they pop up in your brain like that, is not a sin because you didn't put them there. It's acting on the bad thoughts. You get what I'm saying? What happened now, Jesus knew it was time for him to go to the cross. And he knew that that time was coming, so he took some time away from everybody and went out into a place where nobody was, and he was there. And while he was there, he did not eat food for 40 days. Listen, they did a 30-hour famine last week. And you should see their faces when they hadn't eaten for 30 hours. But think about Jesus. Didn't eat for 40 days and 40 nights. Whew. I don't want to try and think on that. Yeah, I understand. 40 days without food? I don't know. But this is what happened. And the devil knew Jesus was hungry, so he decided to tempt Jesus. Yeah, think on that. And guess what he did? He knew Jesus wasn't eating any food, so he asked Jesus, he says, I know you're hungry. And yeah, he asked him to make some. He got a verse from the Bible. Sunday school champion. The devil put in Jesus' mind, he took up a stone and said, you are God, turn this stone to bread. And Jesus went, oh boy, some bread would be good right now. When you're hungry, anything is good right now. And Jesus had to give him a verse from the Bible and said, no, we should not live only on bread, but we should live on the word of God as well. Well, the devil didn't stop there. He came back and put another idea in Jesus' head. He says, look at all those things out there in Myerstown. Look at the big houses. Look at the things in Richland. All of those things I own. I will give it to you if you bow down and worship me. And Jesus was tired, and Jesus was hungry, and he thought, and he says, no! We should worship only God. And so he gave him another verse from the Bible. Well, you think the devil would have just said, okay. No, he came back again. And he took him way up on a high. You ever seen whoever seen the clock tower, the bell up there, the bell tower? You ever seen the bell tower at the top of the church? Yeah. You see how high that is? He took him on something like that, way up on the top. And he could look down. Isn't that crazy? How many persons would go up to the bell tower? You? Okay, I tried once and I chickened out on the last stairs. Just letting you know. I got to the top, and all I had to do was climb the little ladder and look over, and I went, no way. So I chickened out. But guess what? He took Jesus up there, and then he said, Jesus, if you are the Son of God, jump down. And the angels will come and protect you. And Jesus thought about it and thought about it. And he was still hungry, probably a little bit dizzy. But then he says, no, you should not do good. You should not do bad against the Lord your God. And he said, no, we're not going to tempt God. And we're not going to do that. And he said a few more verses, and the devil had to run away. Listen, even though you're young, the devil still tempts you. If he did it to Jesus, he can do it to you. But when those bad thoughts come into your brain, like hit Natalia, don't do it. Say to God, Jesus would not want me to do that. And every time the devil puts a bad thought in your mind, just say to him, Jesus would never want me to do that. And when you do that, what happens? He'll run away. Just like he did with Jesus, the devil will run away. So remember, what happens when the devil puts a bad thought in your brain?
You say a verse.
Yeah, but what do you say? Jesus would not want me to do that. Remember that as you go throughout your day. Jesus would not want me to do that. And that's children's time.